Nammo Didafa, good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I'm determined to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news that I do not know to be certain, will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause the family or the community to break. I am determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. We're reading Ajahn Chah's book Bodhinyana, which is a collection of Dharma talks, and we're continuing with the Dhamma talk, A Gift of Dhamma. Let me explain more clearly. Right now we're sitting in a peaceful forest. Here, if there's no wind, a leaf remains still. When a wind blows, it flaps and flutters. The mind is similar to that leaf. When it contacts a mental impression, it too flaps and flutters, according to the nature of that mental impression. And the less we know of the Dhamma, the more the mind will continually pursue mental impressions. Feeling happy, it succumbs to happiness. Feeling suffering, it succumbs to suffering. It is constant confusion. In the end, people become neurotic. Why? Because they don't know. They just follow their moods and don't know how to look after their own minds. When the mind has no one to look after it, it's like a child without a mother or father to take care of him. An orphan has no refuge, and without a refuge, he's very insecure. Likewise, if the mind is not looked after, if there is no training or maturation of character with right understanding, it's really troublesome. The method of training the mind that I will give you today is kammatthana. Kamma means action, and thana means base. In Buddhism, it is the method of making the mind peaceful and tranquil. It's for you to use in training the mind, and with the trained mind, investigate the body. Our being is composed of two parts. One is the body, the other the mind. There are only these two parts. What is called the body is that which can be seen with our physical eyes. The mind, on the other hand, has no physical aspect. The mind can only be seen with the internal eye, or the eye of the mind. These two things, body and mind, are in a constant state of turmoil. What is the mind? The mind isn't really anything. Conventionally speaking, it's that which feels or senses. That which senses, receives, and experiences all mental impressions is called mind. Right at this moment, there is mind. As I am speaking to you, the mind acknowledges what I am saying. Sounds enter through the ear, and you know what is being said. That which experiences this is called mind. This mind doesn't have any self or substance, doesn't have any form. It just experiences mental activities, that's all. If we teach this mind to have right view, this mind won't have any problems. It will be at ease. The mind is mind. Mental objects are mental objects. Mental objects are not the mind. The mind is not mental objects. In order to clearly understand our minds and the mental objects in our minds, we say that the mind is that which receives the mental objects which pop into it. When these two things, mind and its object, come into contact with each other, they give rise to feelings. Some are good, some bad, some cold, some hot, all kinds. Without wisdom to deal with these feelings, however, the mind will be troubled. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.